What is the name of the girlfriend that was living with you up until recently?
That was living here with me.
Yes.
Her name was Megan.
Guys, what starts off sounding calm and routine is actually the quiet setup for a high stakes decision that could reshape this family overnight. The judge frames the issue carefully, but underneath the polite exchanges, you can feel the tension building about whether this child is truly ready to go home.
Samantha, I let in Angela. Did you need anybody else? I've got Haley Jordan, Peyton Burden, and Yolanda Guerrero.
Your Honor, Peyton Burden is Cheyenne Seeley. That's her therapist.
Okay. So I guess she's here as a witness, maybe? I don't know.
Cheyenne Seeley's the child in the case.
I think she's.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So she's with her therapist?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I need to let Peyton Burden in.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Gotcha.
And then, based on what we had talked about in chambers, essentially, Judge, I will not need Haley.
Okay. I'll let her in so she can go. Haley, this is Judge Graham, if you'd unmute.
Yes, sir.
They're telling me they don't need you today, so I'll go ahead and remove you so you can go about your afternoon's business.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good to see you again. Okay, I guess we're ready to proceed. First things, the attorneys, we were in a breakout room. I joined them in. We discussed the motion to extend the case and retain the case on the court's docket. My understanding is, Ms. Kincaid, you may want to put on some testimony in regards to that issue.
Yes, Your Honor, if I may.
Okay, go ahead then on that.
I'd call Miss Stidham.
Okay. Ms. Stidham, if you'd unmute.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kincaid.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Stidham, you are the mother of the child the subject of this suit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Mr. Seeley just joined the breakout room. I mean, in the waiting room, so let me get him in. All right, for the record, Mr. Seeley has now joined us. That's all parties. So go ahead, Ms. Kincaid.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm here.
I heard you.
Okay.
You're the mother of the child the subject of this suit, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had asked for the department at the beginning of this case to help you get Cheyenne some help for her mental health and behavioral issues, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Since the beginning of this suit, have you seen progress from Cheyenne?
I have.
Okay. And what kind of progress have you seen?
In our therapy and in conversations and physically, we are able to have communication. We're able to talk. She's able to control a lot more of her, what used to be explosive behavior, I guess is a way to explain it. There was no communication prior. She's been able to voice how she feels in a very respectful way and allow other people to speak to her as well. She's using her coping skills and she's made a lot of progress.
Okay. And how often are you having family therapy?
We have family therapy once a week, and then we get to communicate 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay. And did you recently have a visit with her, like a long-term visit?
We did, yes.
Okay. And what did you guys do during that visit?
We went to the beach. It was very quiet, and we had a lot of one-on-one time. We got to sit and just talk about a lot of issues that were stemming prior. We had conversations that were actual conversations and not shutting down, avoidant, cussing, the behavior that had been seen prior. It was
Okay.
actual communication, and we did a lot of just time together and outings.
Okay. And how long was that visit?
It was about 4 days.
Okay. And Have you also received notice that she is to be successfully discharged from her current placement?
Yes, she finished her program on this past Thursday, and yes.
Okay. And do you know where they recommend for her to be placed whenever she's released?
In my home is my understanding.
Okay. And so are you asking the court to return Cheyenne to you today?
Yes,
Okay. And you do not want the extension, is that correct?
correct.
Okay. I'll pass a witness.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Stidham, do you know what the discharge date is? You said she just said it's coming up pretty quickly. Do you know what her discharge date is?
She finished the program on Thursday, which was the 19th, and my understanding is that she can be discharged at any time within 60 days.
Okay. You mean she can?
She can leave at any time, is my understanding, within the 60 days.
It's not up to the facility to decide. It's just we got to decide, right?
Yes, sir. That's my understanding.
All right. I understand. Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Ms. Wildman, did you have questions for Ms. Stidham?
Yes, Judge.
Go ahead.
Ms. Stidham, what is the reason that you're opposed to having an extension in this case?
Cheyenne has done everything that I and the department has asked her to do. She has completed the program successfully. Her behaviors are under control. She's learning how to cope and express those respectfully, taking accountability and doing those things. And I feel at this point she's done finally what we've asked her to do. And we do see improvement, a lot of improvement.
So you've read the discharge notice, correct?
From
the facility in Alabama?
Yes, they emailed it to me.
Okay. And so you would agree with me, there's quite a bit of aftercare recommendations in that document, correct?
Her testimony feels confident and hopeful, but once the questions dig deeper, the pressure becomes real. Progress is one thing. Proof of stability is another. When aftercare services aren't fully in place, the conversation shifts from emotion to preparation, and that's where things start to tighten. In court, confidence without logistics can collapse fast. Should a child return home without every safeguard fully arranged?
As far as therapy and those things, yes.
And so last time we reunified Cheyenne with just dismissing the department out entirely. How long was it before you had to contact the department again to look at returning her to the department's care?
The conversations about returning her happened immediately.
Okay,
We brought her home.
All right.
That's
Y'all
what I'm
quit
saying.
talking over.
Apology, Judge.
Yeah, Ms. Wildman, you need to slow down and wait till she quits answering your question before you ask the next one.
It was almost immediately. We brought her home in that instance because we were concerned for her safety. We knew she still had behaviors, but at that point it was for her safety and no other reason.
Okay. And the department was opposed to closing that out, correct?
My understanding and what was said are two different things, so I do not know.
Okay. But you'd agree with me that it was a pretty quick turnaround before she was back in the department's care, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so as far as aftercare services, which of those services have you set up as of today?
As of today, I have not been able to set up anything because I was told I needed to find out if she was even getting to come home.
Okay.
Now, once I am informed that she's able to come home, then yes, I have services that I can contact to get those set up for her so we can continue those services.
But they're not set up as of today, correct?
Today, no ma'am.
So if Cheyenne were to return today, there are no aftercare services readily available to her, correct?
There is not.
Okay. And so would you agree with me that those services are important?
They are important, absolutely.
Okay. And so do you understand that if the department stays involved, they can help get those services set up, help pay for those services, and help provide additional services that may become available if reunification doesn't go as expected?
I understand that.
Okay. And so I guess what exactly is the reason you're not wanting to have those services provided by the department?
Well, one, I didn't know anything about well, let me back up. I apologize. Her services that she needs will continue regardless whether the department's involved or not. So I guess that's where I'm not understanding why they would stop.
Okay, so I guess I'm confused. You previously testified that none of those services were set up yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so as of now, there's no services continuing if the department were dismissed out, correct?
They would be set up to be continued.
Now, as far as Cheyenne coming home, what is the name of the girlfriend that was living with you up until recently?
That was living here with me?
Yes.
Her name was Megan.
Megan what?
Anders.
Okay. Is there a reason that you did not disclose that name to the caseworker when it was previously requested?
It was requested to me that if Cheyenne was to come home, they would need her information, which I understood that. Megan is leaving, is not going to be here, so it's not relevant.
Now, you said leaving. When is she leaving?
This evening, and I told Angela that.
Okay. And so, what was the reason that the visit last week was canceled? Because we were supposed to meet with Miss Tidwell, correct?
I don't understand. Nothing was canceled. I got called into work, so her visit to my home was rescheduled.
Okay, so that would have been the answer then, that you were called into work?
Yes, but nothing was canceled.
Okay. Did you previously tell Miss Tidwell that is it Anders or Anderson?
Anders.
That Miss Anders had already left?
I did not. Told her she would be leaving on Monday, which is today.
And you have not provided any information for her to have a background check done, correct?
No, I have not.
Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
All right. Mr. Hill?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Riley, questions?
No, Judge, not at this time.
All right. Ms. Stidham, I'm not trying to pry into your business, but this, what I forgot her name already, the one that's moving out this evening.
Miss Anders.
Yeah. Is she leaving? You say leaving, are you two no longer going to be in a relationship, or is she just moving out so that your child can move back in, or?
She's going back to Indiana, and the future of the relationship, I have no idea.
Okay.
But at this moment in time, no, she's moving back to Indiana, to her state. So whatever is happening in this house has nothing to do with her.
All right. So just so I want to be clear, regardless of what the court rules today, you understand that if your child's placed back with you and she's going to come back to the residence, you're going to have to give the information, or else we're all going to have a real problem.
I understand that.
Okay.
I understand.
All right. Yeah. All right. I just want to be sure we're all on the same page.
Absolutely.
Okay, then, Ms. Wildman, do you have any other witnesses for today?
Judge, if we're not going to do...
I've got a couple questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I got to basically...
Wait a minute. Excuse me.
Sorry,
Mr. Seeley, would you be quiet for a minute?
Yes, sir, I sure can.
You've got a lawyer. I'll put you in a breakout room with your lawyer, but you got a lawyer. You're not going to represent yourself and have a lawyer. So let me put you in a breakout room with your attorney.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you may be asked to join this breakout room, or it may put you in there automatically, and we'll see you two when you come back. All right, then, Mr. Hill, did you have any witnesses now?
Yes, Judge, I think I better. Yes.
Okay. I assume you're fine.
Yes, sir. Please.
All right, then. Mr. Seeley, if you...
Judge,
Yeah?
if I may, Mr. Seeley appeared to potentially be driving at this time. Um, I would have a concern.
I'm pulled
Okay.
over right now.
That's no concern of mine. All right, Mr. Seeley, if you would raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Mr. Hill.
Mr. Seeley, you are Cheyenne's father, is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And I've explained to you why after today I can't be your attorney. You understand I have a conflict, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But as far as today is concerned, you're okay with me representing you. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir, that is accurate.
Okay. And you've been here, you heard the testimony, you understand that CPS is requesting an extension in the case.
One overlooked detail suddenly becomes a credibility test that changes the energy in the room. The focus moves away from improvement and onto readiness, responsibility, and transparency. You can feel how one unanswered gap can outweigh months of progress. In cases like this, small omissions can carry massive consequences. Do you think missing information should delay reunification?
That is correct. I have heard that.
Are you in favor of the judge extending the case and keeping it open longer, or would you prefer that the case end now and that Cheyenne goes back home?
I'm requesting the extension be made on this case.
You don't think it's appropriate for her to go home today?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Anyone else have questions for Mr. Seeley?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then. Mr. Hill, I assume you didn't have any other witnesses?
No, sir, I do not.
Ms. Riley, did you have any witnesses? You're muted.
No, Judge. Sorry.
Okay.
No,
All
Judge.
right. All right, then.
Judge, the department was going to call Angela Tidwell briefly.
Okay. Ms. Tidwell, if you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Wadman.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Ms. Tidwell, would you agree with what was previously testified to by Ms. Stidham that Cheyenne has made a lot of progress in her placement?
Yes, ma'am, she has.
And in fact, Ms. Stidham and Cheyenne have made a lot of progress on their relationship, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Now, have you also been provided the letter with the recommendations for her after or post-discharge care?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And so one of those things is in-home family therapy services, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been able to identify a provider for that yet or get those services set up?
Not that service, not yet. No, ma'am.
All right. Now, have you reached out to some people about individual therapy?
Yes, ma'am. I reached out to Melissa Lawson. That was Cheyenne's previous therapist, and she stated that she could resume therapy once Cheyenne returns back to Amarillo.
Okay. And so as far as family therapy, have you figured out a provider for that yet?
No, ma'am. I need to find a family therapist.
Now, let's be clear. This discharge came, what was it, last Thursday?
On February 19th, so 4 days ago.
So does that make it hard to find all those services on such a short period of time?
Yes, ma'am, but I have started.
Okay. And as far as transferring over the independent living skills and the PALS program, is that going to take a little bit of doing still?
Yes, ma'am. I did send an email to her pals, to Michael Garraby, and I'm waiting for a response from him.
Now, based on your experience with this case and working with Ms. Stidham and Cheyenne, do you believe that these services are going to be necessary for them to successfully reunify?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Now, the recommendation from the facility in Alabama is that she be placed back with her mother ultimately, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
And ultimately, is that also the goal of St. Francis?
Yes, ma'am.
And was, even before we got the official discharge, was the department working towards that goal in the next month or so?
Yes, ma'am.
And so, based off of the past of reunifying without post-discharge services in place, do you believe that it would be in Cheyenne's best interest to remain at that facility until those services can be identified and set up.
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as reunifying back in the home, have you been able to talk to the Megan Anderson or anybody to confirm, or Anders to confirm that she's actually leaving?
I spoke with Brittany, and Brittany stated that she would be leaving today, but I've not been able to confirm that.
Okay. And so is that something that the department would want to do to make sure that everybody in the household still is safe and appropriate?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I mean, let's be honest. Have there been some issues that have happened at that placement recently?
Yes, ma'am. There was an issue on February the 14th.
Okay. And just kind of generally, what is your understanding of what happened?
It's my understanding that Cheyenne was in her room and two other girls that are at that facility entered her room and actually jumped Cheyenne.
Now, is it fair to say that we are all not looking to have her stay necessarily any longer than is necessary, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And that, I mean, is it your understanding from hearing Ms. Stidham's testimony that ultimately we do seem to be aligned in the sense of getting Cheyenne home and getting her in a position where she'll be able to remain home?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Are there other additional wraparound services that the department can help facilitate or connect the family to if those become necessary, if the department remains involved?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
And how old is Cheyenne?
She just turned 17.
And so is it fair to say that the department's primary goal here is to make sure that this reunification is successful so that we don't end up in a situation where we're having to take custody of her again?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe the extension and the post-discharge services are going to be absolutely necessary to make sure that she can return to her mother and be successful and not need the department services anymore after that successful reunification can be facilitated?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'll pass the latest, Judge.
Ms. Kincaid, any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor. Should the court grant the extension today, what is an approximate timeline for getting Cheyenne placed with Ms. Stidham?
I had staffed with my director, and we were shooting for no later than March 19th.
Okay. Is there any particular reason for that date?
And when I spoke with Peyton Burden, Cheyenne's therapist, even though this is a 60-day discharge, Peyton had stated that the actual discharge date would be March 19th for completion of the program. And we just want to ensure that the program is 100% fulfilled and completed, and that we have all the appropriate services set up necessary to return Cheyenne home to.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass witness.
All right. Mr. Hill, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Riley, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, then. I'm just going to go ahead and make my ruling, then I'm going to kind of explain so the parents understand what's going on here. We've got some legal issues involved. So, first of all, I do find that there's extraordinary circumstances, and I will grant the motion to extend the case and retain the case on the court's docket. I'll order the department be continued as temporary managing conservator. I'll order that Cheyenne be placed back with her mother as soon as all the recommended services based upon her discharge are in place for her return to Amarillo. I'm going to order that Meredith Graff be appointed as guardian ad litem for Cheyenne, and Ms. Riley will remain on as attorney ad litem for Cheyenne. And then I'm going to order that Aaron Mullinax be substituted as the attorney for Mr. Seeley for all future hearings and proceedings after today. I'm going to set a final for April 20th, 2026. That could be, that may turn into a permanency rather than a final, but I'm going to set it as the final. Now, for the parents, let me explain a couple of things. Mr. Hill may have already talked to Mr. Seeley. Mr. Hill tells me that at the beginning of this case, he was representing Ms. Stidham. That was unknown to us. Well, should have been known to me, and I just didn't recognize it. I'm looking back on my notes from today, and I don't show that Mr. Hill was ever her lawyer.
Judge,
I
it was
thought-
from the previous CPS case.
Okay, previous
Yep.
case. So anyway, that regardless of that, he has represented Ms. Stidham in the past. He thinks, and I agree, that that could be a potential conflict, and we don't ever want to set either a parent or an attorney up for a conflict and make them stay in the case. That's why I'm appointing Ms. Mullinax to substitute in for Mr. Seeley. That avoids that problem altogether. Ms. Riley has some concerns about what Cheyenne wants versus what she thinks is best. And she's asked that I do the appropriate thing, and that is to appoint a guardian ad litem that will recommend to the court what that guardian ad litem thinks best for Cheyenne. Ms. Riley can still remain as her attorney ad litem and represent what Cheyenne wants to this court. Those are the reasons I'm extending the case, basically, and quite honestly, so that we can get all these discharge services in place for when Cheyenne comes home. There's no need to send her somewhere else and then bring her home. This will be a good way for us to all see if it's going to take this time when it didn't take the last time we sent her home. So I think it's going to be good for everybody, and it should help the parents as far as costs of getting all these services set up too. So that is the basis of the ruling. I don't usually go into that, but I wanted the parents to know why we're having to do it, because of the substitution of new lawyers. So we had to do it anyway. So we might as well get a look, see how it's going to go when Cheyenne comes home. So, all right. That will conclude this hearing. For those of you involved, I'll be back at 12:30 to call another Randall County case. That's an adversary hearing on the Lamb child. I'll let you know I may be just a few minutes late, but I will be back. So otherwise, we will be in recess.
The ruling lands with calculated firmness, strategy over emotion, preparation over pressure. The extension isn't framed as punishment, but as protection, a structured path to make reunification actually last this time. The judge chooses stability over speed, making it clear that readiness must be proven, not promised. In your view, was extending the case the right call, or should she have gone home immediately? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.